Let's see. Oh, this is good. That's a interesting garb you have on there, Matt. This is the your Easter outfit, is it?
The one I'm being forced to wear, yes.
The one you're being forced to wear.
I'm being coerced.
It's not that bad. You are enjoying the Easter edition of the Frat Factor tonight. You're getting into the spirit. After months of being away, it's good to have you back finally as TheFu in your Easter Bunny apparel.
It's fantastic to be back.
You look very manly tonight.
Thank you.
Well,
not only am I manly, but I'm very, very happy to be here. Extremely happy. There's nothing I'd rather be doing.
Well, and so you should be, because tonight it's the Easter edition of the Frat Factor. A very interesting discussion about United States troops in Canada, a conversation from Azim about the spitting controversy, and of course, a possibility of talking with Tim Felger, the man who is supposed to be suing George Perrin Abbotsford. Doesn't that sound like a great time?
Yeah.
Frat Factor is set to begin next.
Am I supposed to entertain you?
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Easter edition of the Frat Factor. I hope you've enjoyed your dinner tonight. You've had some turkey, maybe some ham, some of that great stuffing, and you've had a chance to eat some pumpkin pie, because now it's time for the brain food, as we prepare to get into another exciting hour of the #1 show on the internet, the Frat Factor. So, as you can see, I'm joined in studio by none other than Matt TheFu Watson, who has been away for a few months. Matt, maybe before we get into the Fred and Fu news, you can tell us maybe where you've been.
In hiding. My previous appearances on Something Cool, Fred Factor has diminished my masculinity to the point where I can't go in public because I don't feel secure enough. I don't feel like enough of a man. I don't feel like enough of a human.
I don't blame you with that ridiculous ears on. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, tonight. Hopefully you will come out from the website on somethingcool.ca and join us in the interactive chat room. I say it every week. If you guys are not coming into the chat room, you should. If you're not, you're a pussy. So come in here and don't be afraid. If you can wear bunny ears for this segment, you can come into the chat room. I think it's a small request, I think.
I agree.
Don't you want the maximum amount of people possible to come in and see the show tonight? I do. I know. I don't care. I don't care what you say, actually. Yeah, I want as many people as possible to come in here tonight and watch the show. In fact, I'm gonna message Jared right now and tell him to watch the Fred Factor. Okay, so tonight on the program, who do we got, Matt?
Tim Felger, some Weebler guy. He's one of the elves. Makes cookies. And then probably another segment with Tim Felger every week. And then maybe, because I know who you are, I know how you work, probably a couple homeless people who all have the same story. You talk to them.
You think that's what I'm going to think? That's all I do? Yeah, I can't believe.
Most people are Tim Felger. That's pretty much it.
That's pretty much my standard operating procedure, is it?
Yeah.
Well, that's actually true. Actually, we do have some of those conversations, but it's been a long time since we've done the Fred and Fu news, and tonight I think it's important that we get back to that and discuss some of the key issues going on in the news today.
But before we do this, this is the Easter edition. Should we at least talk about Easter?
Well, okay. What would you like to discuss?
You know what? I just don't understand how. Okay, Good Friday.
Right.
Jesus died.
Jesus did apparently die on Good Friday. That is a good rumor I've heard.
And then Monday, he is resurrected.
Yes.
So why is it Sunday we celebrate the day with a bunny that shits chocolate? How does that fit in the whole motif?
Well, that's a good question. Maybe some of our Fred Factor viewers know. I don't really know why myself. I think maybe it has something to do with the fact that this whole idea we've been fed about Easter and the resurrection is perhaps shit. That might be my theory. Do you have a theory of your own?
It's like art almost.
Art. The resurrection as art.
No. The bunny shitting chocolate.
Oh,
it's like
the
art.
Bunny shitting.
It's like almost like a metaphor.
Now you see why I bring him on the program whenever I can. So you're saying then that the Easter Bunny doing his business is art.
Yeah, chocolate. Yeah,
chocolate. Okay, and so you don't really see.
And then these kids eat this. What kind of moral are we teaching these children?
Well, everyone knows that shit is good for you.
No, it's not.
It's got fiber.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does. There's fiber and there's fiber.
Do you even know
nutrients and carcinogens?
Carcinogens, perhaps. Do you know what a carcinogen is?
Nope.
It causes cancer.
Oh.
You idiot.
I think I meant calcium. Did I say calcium or carcinogen?
Shut up. Okay, news.
Okay, news. Getting into the news today. Today we're taking the local newspaper going through some stories. Apparently, did you know this week the Chimo pool, this is a local pool for Portland here, had a plugged toilet. And it backed up the pool for 7 hours. It was closed for 7 hours. Two things about the story fascinate me, Matt, and I'll get your expert analyses on it. Firstly, 7 hours, the pool was plugged. This is a brand new $20.5 million facility. The pool, the toilet backed up, clogged, and they had more of these carcinogens everywhere. And secondly, this story made the newspaper. Your thoughts?
Wow, that's news. Our money paid for this. And then there's shit floating all over it.
You don't think there's a bunch of business establishments out there that have the same problem with toilets that are backed up? And we don't hear about those stories. Only when it's a Chimo pool do we hear about.
Only when it's in a public place that our money paid for. We have a right to know what goes on in Chimo pool. As a matter of fact, I want a Chimo pool newsletter. Keeps me up to date with everything. All the late breaking news at Chimo pool.
What kind of?
I want this. I'm signing a petition right now.
What kind of late breaking news could there possibly be at Chimo pool?
Whatever.
Unbelievable. Okay.
A girl loses top. Jumping off diving board. That's pretty good.
Now, I haven't read this newspaper yet. I'm just doing this randomly, actually. But on page 83 of the Province, there's a story today. Questions you would love to ask your doctor. This is a true story. As I scroll through these questions here, one of the questions is, when are the best/worst times to visit emergency? The answer here, of course, is the best time is probably a Tuesday during the day. The worst would be a Monday or a long weekend. I'm sorry, you can schedule your emergencies around long weekends? When did that happen? How do you justify this kind of ridiculous question being posted on page A3 of the newspaper? When is the best time to visit the emergency ward? I'm sorry, if my arm gets hacked off, I ain't waiting for the long weekend to be over.
That's your problem then. Meanwhile, I'll be there on Tuesday. I'll get it right away with my arm and I'll reattach it. You won't have an arm. You just need to plan these things.
Unbelievable. Okay. Another question we have here is, how can I ensure a doctor will take me seriously? I don't know. Maybe they get paid to do that. The answer here is, if they don't, get a new doctor. Your thought on that, Matt? Get a new doctor is the professional response from an actual doctor.
You know what? If I were a doctor, I probably wouldn't take a lot of people very seriously. I would probably laugh and make fun of and belittle. Shut up.
She doesn't like the bunny ears, obviously. I mean, you can't go into a hospital right now and be taken seriously with your bunny ears.
Yeah.
Cheeto, please relax. I know he's looking ridiculous, but you can't do anything about that one. Okay, so and then so do you think that this advice here of getting a new doctor is really useful advice?
I don't really know. I'm not really doing that. I've never been to the hospital before for myself, and I haven't been to see a family doctor since I was about 6. So I'm not very well versed in this whole doctor business.
Well, maybe you should, because you're wearing a pair of bunny ears. I don't know if you know that or not.
Of course I know that. I can see it right there. Why does that have to do with the doctor?
Well, you made to see one lickety split.
I understand what you're trying to say there. It doesn't make any sense to me.